Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to continue what we did previous time. We were improving the way we use disk resources in the Optimal Launcher app. If you don't have it, I recommend you trying it out. This is a nice project that I make in my free time, and I'm also recording how I improve it. Okay, so we have a couple of things here that we changed. There's some code that I wrote after the previous video that was not included there, but is about saving the state of the node. Okay, so we previously were writing all nodes even when we modified a single color, which is not cool. So let's just remove this. And as you can see here, we still have something that we should not have. These all nodes. What we have to do here, probably we should unify these two, these move up and move down, but before we do that, I will try just to copy this these 6 lines of code down here instead of that. And in this way we are saving like a new index which has a different state, and that's move up and move down. We also have moved to the other page, which is right here, and we are again doing this the index here should also be updated to the other page to reflect that change. The index should be updated to reflect that change. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So, as I was saying, we have a move node to other page, and that's it renders and removes from one list and adds that to another list, and we notify dataset change and scroll and all that. So we should not do this. Instead, we should do the equivalent. So we get the active key list, and that is key to move. Okay, that's correct. Temp key would be active key list destination. So here, what we do is first the temp key shouldn't be here. I mean, it shouldn't be in active key list because we're moving to another list. So in the case that offset is -1 or offset is +1, if the offset is +1, we increment active nodes pages. So this should be active node page ID, but this already gets modified right here. So I guess the destination maybe dest list. Okay, and here what we can do is ball dest key list That would be nodes index. Oh, but this one should be get before this. So like probably here, because later we modify it. Okay. So nodes index and active nodes page ID, like dest key list. Maybe we want to put this here if we want. And in the dest list, we have to add the new node, but we also have to dest key list add key to move. So in the same way that I have node to move, I should have key to move. Okay. And the key to move is just that. What's the difference between node to move and key to move on new node? Node to move and new node, I don't remember. I mean, it's the same, it's just a copy, I guess. Yeah, I guess. My question is, can I just add new node? Can I just add node to move instead of new node? I don't know, but maybe not. We can check that. Okay, so the temp key we're moving really. So what we do is, and here active key list, we should remove that, select it. Instead of node list, we can change this around. Source node list, source key list, we remove and we move it to the destination, and then we only have to save, write the index. Yeah, we don't need this, and just we write the index. Will it work? Let's see. What I like about Kotlin is that it has a good IDE support, even if it's in Android Studio or IntelliJ. So let's move this up. Okay, let's run it again to see if that works. Yes. Let's move to the next page. In page 3 we have red, and page 2 we have page 3 we have green, and page 2 we have red. Let's see. Page 2 red, page 3 green. Yeah, so it seems to be working. So the difference between now and previously, let's say you had like 100 nodes, right? 100 nodes, and each node object has like 100 characters. That's like 10k characters. But the node is more than that. Is also the background that may be like additional 100 characters plus the note, which is like 8 bytes, like 110, or probably the characters are 2 bytes, so 250 bytes per note, and 250 times, let's say we have 100, that's 250 to that 250 times, let's just say we have 100 nodes, which is not a lot, and that would be 25,000 bytes. But now with 100 records, even if they are 4 bytes each, that's just 400 bytes as opposed to 25,000. So we have reduced the use from 25,000 bytes to 400, which is a lot. And if you have more nodes, or you add more features here, like this, you can add date creation, maybe to sort nodes by date creation, or something else, and then you will have even more savings. So this is nice to have. Okay, so what else can we do? Let's check if we have something else that's still pending to do. Change notes page. Oh, that's fine. The problem was writing all notes when we should not be writing all notes. That was really the big problem. And I think we have mostly solved it. I think maybe there's somewhere that is still writing all notes. Let's check. I also rewrote this available ID by just finding one. As you can see, if the difference between one and another is greater than 1 after we sorted it, all the IDs, then it seems we have an unused ID. Otherwise, we return the size. Probably we don't need this, it's empty. Okay, so that's how it works. This may be a better way, but this is only called when it's created, so it's not called very often either. Write a note, move note to another page. I think it's better with this index or directory of notes. Now what I can do to check, or here you can see that when you click on save and we create a new note, it writes a new note, but when you update the note, just the content, should I say, it's not updating the content. So let's just copy this thing, I guess, because the write new note is not the same as updating an existing note. Note, edited note, and this would be dot, and edited note, edited note. How do I get the ID of the note? The ID of the note has to be gotten from index nodes index at active node page ID at selected that to string, and we can say like node ID, I guess, right? Node ID. And then we have that. And now we're writing the edited node. It's because we only changed the content of the node. Right? When you delete item, what we do is we create a file with a string and delete. But maybe that's not how you do this. I guess what we should do is something like files, del, delete, folder node, selected key to string, and here it will do this. Right, then it will say something like file, files dir, folder nodes plus file name, and this should be a file name. Okay, and that's how we delete a node. Let's see if in 3 we don't have a node. Oh, we're not deleting it correctly, I guess, because we have to delete. Why we're not deleting it? We have to delete from the node index. That's a problem. Okay. Selected key list, selected key. Selected key list. Remove at. Selected. But we're already doing that. Oh, but we should remove it before we write it. Like there. That's how it should go. So in 3, let's delete this. Run. I'm still there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Should I do something like Well, I have to figure out what's going on. Hmm. Okay, let's continue. I had a call. Um, yeah, so there's some. We have a bug here, a bug. What's going on? So if I click here, one click, and then I click delete and say yes, it got deleted from here. An active node list gets removed here from the nodes list, which is great, but then I have to remove it from the index. To remove from the index, we get this active node page ID, key list, we remove this and that. We write the index, f nodes index. I think that's how we write it. I'm not sure if that's how we write it. Folder nodes, sorry. F nodes index and then folder nodes. That's why it's not working. Likely that's the reason. I mean, it has to be. Okay, so let's see. F nodes index, folder nodes. Okay, let's try to do this again. Maybe that's why it's not working. We delete, yes, then we run again, page 3, and it's deleted. So that was fixed, which is great. So deletion also works. Shorted notes, notes height, font color, import notes. This import notes thing should also be modified, I guess. Because it says save notes to disk. But what I should do is transfer the notes or generate the index from the notes. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Of course, it needs to more testing to be done, but here when I import nodes, we get the nodes as lines, and here we have to do something different. We have, instead of creating nodes or migrate to nodes, which I don't know where this is, I guess it's just one call. Right, for 435, this should be moved to there. I think it would be better to move it here. Now, what it creates is it adds nodes. Like here, as you can see. Just create nodes. Creates nodes, right? But what we have to do instead is we have to, one thing we have to do is write the node to disk files dot write object ball new node, and this should be this. A list of nodes. But we don't have a list of nodes. what we have to do is we have to get an ID. Get available ID. The node ID. We have to write the node. So this should be here. And if we want, we can keep it like that. Then to write this node, we write by saying, what are the parameters here? New node. Then, what else? File name, which is new node ID, and a folder node. And this ID has to be to string. Okay. Now, what we have to do is, if we create a new node here, what we should do is mutable list of short. Mutable list of short. And here what we should do is index all new nodes. Change node page and that. But here, after I add these guys, what I should do is I should clear all nodes and then or just add them like this. But maybe I don't need to add by reading. I can just add to all nodes the new node. In other words, what I can do here how do we do this? Okay. Okay. to the index. We add the node ID and to all nodes add new node. I think that's how we should do this. Then we write all nodes. I write nodes index. Okay, reducing the code a bit. And then I think that's it, right? Is this how we save the nodes index? I think it works. So that's how you make this a bit more efficient. You have a index, which is a data structure, which in this case is a list of lists of IDs. These IDs are the file names of the object. So you modify one object or one node, it could be one image, one icon, whatever, then you only write that modified content and update the index and write all the indexes. And that's way more efficient. Just to get a calculator. Let's see, where is the calculator? It's not opening. Oh, here. So previously, let's imagine we have how many nodes? Like 300 nodes. Okay. So if you modified one node, you have to write that 300 nodes. And that we will say we have 100 characters and 2 bytes for each character. Let's just be conservative there. And only because of characters, and then we have even more things. For example, 300 plus like 10 bytes or 100 bytes of other things. Let's see. Let's double this, like 120k. So imagine having 120k every time. That down to 300 times 2. That would be 600. So it's like 100 times less. So it's like if you previously were writing 10 megabytes, now you will be writing 0.1, which is 99% less disk usage, which is great. Of course it's great. Now, I guess I have to do the same with icons. And there, icons will save even more because icons use more memory than text. Sorry. So, this is a more efficient note. As you can see. So let's see if maybe someone is writing all notes when it should not. I think no. So that's great. So for doing the same, if I want to do the same for icons, I don't know how I would do that. But mainly the two biggest things are icons and then notes. For example, if we go to files and to write O, then we can see that, I mean, all of this is great. All of that's great, that's fine. Fine. And here we have some things like app list and app icon list. The good thing is that we don't write that very often, because the heaviest one is write app icon list, and this is written only when you read from disk. So it's not a big deal. App list in 103 again. It's not a super huge thing as well. However, this app list may be called from another place. As you can see, when you hide or show an app, then this method is called. But app list by itself is not that big. You know, it's a hash map of string and app item. An app item only has, if it's visible, and a label. Now, something that is left that I'm not taking into account, I think, or I don't know if I already did that, is what happens if I run this app as an update from a previous app that had non-efficient note writing techniques. So the original way of writing all notes. Well, it will read the note and we'll have to migrate them to the index. So you have to do that, have to check that as well. So if we read the data, as you can see right here, it is not reading the all notes. But if I want to do that, if I want to make it work as an update from previous already existing devices, what I have to do is try to read all nodes, like ball all nodes, and here, or maybe just say all nodes files that read object. File name would be disk ID. I don't know what's the ID of this. All nodes. All nodes. And this should be what stereo test do you need? And the type is all nodes. It has to be written as. I guess I can just do that. Immutable is note. Now, if all nodes that size equals, what's all node size? I don't know about this. Maybe what I can do. File all nodes. If file all nodes size equals 0, okay, so here if all nodes is 0, what it means that we are on a new thing, and we have to create this. Otherwise, what we have to do is we have already, I can say, all nodes. So basically, if these all nodes has data, we should migrate that to index and move the nodes to where they should be. So here, for doing that, they have to migrate to index based. For this, we do for list in all nodes, for node in list. We do how do we do this? I'll have to write files that write object. Object is a node. The file name would be get available ID to string. Node ID would be get available ID, and here would be node ID to string f nodes folder nodes. So we write a new folder, then we should do files that delete delete all nodes. So we delete the nodes, and we add this, but we should also add the index. Nodes index at var list ptr, and here say var list ptr is less than all nodes size. List is all nodes at list ptr, list ptr plus plus. Now for node in list, it's that, and then nodes index, have to do list ptr, so this has to be here. At node ID, we also have to write files, the right object, index, Um, write the index, write these things. We will not do this just yet. Okay. Let's see. So we have to migrate to index base. To do that, we have to get all the nodes and translate that to nodes index and to the list, to the corresponding list, and add that to that list. We assume nodes index is ready to do that. Okay. Will this work? Well, I don't know. But hopefully. It's broken. Why it's broken? Because it has all nodes there still. Still has all nodes. So what we have to do to test this is have to uninstall the app. And then once we uninstall the app, and the first it will not have all nodes first of all. Alright. Well, we hope that. I don't know if that's the problem here, maybe not. And we have a problem already. It's not starting, it's crashing, I guess. Index out of bounds. And this is, where is this? Nodes. All nodes, init UI. Who called this? Load data. Okay. We load data. All nodes, nodes. All. Okay. I don't know what's this. This is wrong. I guess what I should do here is just pass all note. Mm. We don't have note. Did we go from index load from index paste? And if it doesn't, but if all nodes they exist, so you have more than one node. Okay, we migrate to index based. Okay. I think it's better. That's better. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds quite good. Will it work though? Well, I don't know. I don't know if it will work or not. Let's see. We read all the notes. And we count how many nodes do we have. If we have more than 0, we have 0, we migrate normally. Otherwise, we don't migrate, just go normally. If we have more than 0, we migrate and we delete that. And this delete method is folder nodes. It's nothing plus file name, it's just file name. I think this is a great way of not using databases and have an efficient way of writing things. Uh, so this is kind of important because you now could have lots of notes. Even if you change the color, you have to be writing all the notes at the same. I mean, to disk. So that's great. I would say, will it work on my phone, in which I have lots of notes? Well, I don't know, but have to check. But I won't risk losing all my notes. What I will do instead is I will export my notes to some place and export. Okay. Export it. Okay, it's exported. Now I'm gonna run this to see if we can migrate to the new note thing. Okay. Let's see. Yes! It worked. That's great. It worked. Apparently it worked because it's showing the notes. So now my phone will use a bit less battery, which is kind of nice. I will be uploading this to the Play Store as beta version 2.46. So if you want to check it out, download it on the testing channel. So I think this is for this video. Thank you for watching, and I see you on the next one.